So what's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome to the next episode in the F1 2019 career mode. I hope you guys really did enjoy the first episode. Do not worry, MotoGP is remaining in daily career mode and we've got F1 2019 career mode to go alongside it as well. Hopefully daily, if not every other day. But here we go for the next episode in the F1 career mode, where we've made our way up into the Formula 1 class from the Formula 2 feeder series. So making good progress in the career mode. So as you can see, we're out at the Australian Grand Prix, the first round in the F1 calendar, and we're currently on our first practice program. So I'm going to be showing practice probably for most of the episodes. I mean, the practice programs are the same. As you can see, we're just switching up to the next one. They're the same as the last two games on F1, so nothing more to really show other than what you guys have probably seen over the past couple of F1 games anyway, so you guys are used to the practice. But just for this opening round, I'll show a little bit more of it. We do probably about 3 programs just to try to get ourselves a good solid 150-200 resource points, and then obviously pick resource points up from qualifying and also the race. Not like MotoGP anymore, where you only pick them up in the practice session. So as you can see, we've completed our practice sessions, and we will now head into the qualifying.
We're just about ready to kick off today's qualifying here in Melbourne. It's the Australian Grand Prix. So, could be a tasty one today then, Ants. We've got all the ingredients, that's for sure. Treacherous conditions, an ever-changing racetrack, and 1 or 2 cars just behind the pace setters who maybe, just maybe, fancy a bit of an upset after a good performance from them in free practice.
And the question has to be, of course, what is that circuit going to look like in 10 to 15 minutes from now? If you think the rain's going to get worse, then you have to be straight out when the lights go green to find whatever grip you can. But if it eases off, then you're better off waiting, saving the tyres, and going out at the perfect moment. The other thing that comes with these conditions? Traffic, and the lack of visibility that comes from sitting in the spray. It's going to be a constant problem, and I expect to see a lot of frustrated drivers with ruined laps out there today.
So here we are then in the qualifying session. As you can see, the sunny weather of Australia has disappeared that we had from the Friday practice. Now on the Saturday qualifying session, as you can see, Q1 that we are in at the minute. Got about 18 minutes in this session to try and set ourselves a decent lap time. The weather conditions are going to make it pretty tricky. I mean, look at this, intermediate conditions, intermediate tyres on. It's raining lightly, nothing monsoon level, so that's why we haven't got the blue wet tyres on. But first lap in the session, we've made it into the top 10 for now, but we're going to carry on onto this next lap where hopefully we can improve a little bit. We're being followed closely by Sebastian Vettel, and oh my god, we've gone round into a spin, just what we want on our qualifying session. So that's going to end off our session there today. Have we done enough on our first lap to make it through? Yes, look at that, one position literally on the limit, making it into Q2, where hopefully we can get ourselves a bit of a better lap. But we'll come to the end of our opening lap. Hopefully this is a good enough lap to get us through. As you see, we've not got much time left in the session, and at the time of recording this, I didn't realise that at this point we only had about 4.5 minutes left in the session. So we're going to set this lap, which is, yeah, it's last place, P15 at the minute. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in and hopefully put in a new set of tyres. At this point I didn't realise we only have 4 minutes left in the session, so when I came back out we didn't quite make it onto our second lap. So a little bit of a mess up in qualifying. What can you expect from a rookie, eh? P15 we will be starting from on the grid tomorrow at the Australian Grand Prix. So one thing I noticed as well, I need to change my helmet, probably have a go at customising it, but let's get into the race.
It's a new Formula 1 season, but it's the same Albert Park that we've come to know and love for more than 2 decades now that plays host to round 1 of a 21 race championship that takes us from here in Australia across the globe and the eventual season finale at the Yas Island circuit in Abu Dhabi. We have plenty of changes to the sport this year, with tweaks to the regulations, a fresh looking spread of tyre compounds, and of course some changes to the roster of car manufacturers. It's goodbye to Sauber and hello once again to the classic name of Alfa Romeo in Formula 1. It's also goodbye to Force India. They've been rebranded as Racing Point. Joining me to take you through all the action of the 2019 Formula One season is Anthony Davidson. And it's great to have you with us.
Thanks, Crofty. Always happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to getting underway. Last year was Mercedes' 5th Constructors' title in a row, although for the first half of the season it was absolutely neck and neck with the Ferraris. Hopefully this year we can see the chasing pack take that final step, as I'd love to see a championship contest all the way up to the final race in Abu Dhabi. Another story to keep an eye on is the performance of Red Bull, who have switched to the Honda power unit this year. What that will mean for both their performance and reliability remains to be seen.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Vettel, Gasly, Valtteri Bottas and Verstappen, Ricciardo, Perez, Grosjean and Lando Norris, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Devon Butler and Raikkonen. The Professor, Russell, Alexander Albon and Lucas Faber, Kubica and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Right then, we are on the grid. Lights are about to go out here at Australia for our first Formula One race. We're here at the McLaren team, where hopefully we can improve this team up to a stronger midfield outfit, and then hopefully in seasons to come challenge for championship wins, that sort of thing. But anyway, we're coming down into turn number 1 round the outside of the Williams driver. There is Albon, no, it's Russell, and Giovinazzi goes through as well. We're going to be able to hopefully get Giovinazzi back. The Alfa Romeo is a very quick car this year. It's got that Ferrari Honda unit. We've only got a Renault unit, and you can see we're trying to weave our way through. Giovinazzi holds us off very nicely, and George Russell tries it up the inside again. Or is that Robert Kubica? I can't really tell who it is. We've got someone on our outside who's trying to come through, running side by side with them still, and they've got a bit more acceleration than us. It must be, yeah, it is a Williams, and it is Kubica actually. So Kubica trying around the outside, not going to work out for him. So that was a very, very hectic start to the Grand Prix. I mean, we got lucky there. Sort of, we could have dropped more positions, but then we did drop positions anyway from where we started from P15. So we've got a lot of work to do, but we have a long career mode ahead. Hopefully we'll do multiple seasons of this career mode. But anyway, we need to get back to this race. We need to try and get past Giovinazzi as quickly as possible. That Alfa Romeo fitted with the Ferrari engine is a very, very strong car. I mean, the midfield group on this season, as reflected by the game, is very tight. It's sort of the top 3 teams and it's best of the rest, and they are very, very, very tight. You'll see qualifying times reflect that, especially when we head to the next rounds as well. I've already recorded that episode. So anyway, trying to get past Giovinazzi. That is the opening lap done. First lap in our F1 season under our belt, where hopefully now we can start to build on this performance. Try and make our way back up through the field where we can. We're going to be picking up the slipstream. No DRS, obviously. It activates on lap number 3, but we're heading up the inside of Giovinazzi. Very, very, very late on the brakes. A deep lunge underneath of him, and we make it work actually. Into P16 we go, and now we've got to hunt down the Williams driver Russell, where that Mercedes, that Williams is strapped with that Mercedes engine, and it is quick in a straight line, but the Williams is awful through the corners. So where we struggle in a straight line, we'll make it up through the corners. Look at that, through that long that chicane through there. Hopefully we can make our way up the inside. No, I'm not going to go for it yet. I'm going to just stick in behind him and wait till we pick up the DRS, hopefully, which will be soon. But on the next lap, this time we're going to have the DRS, and we're going to get a much better run out of there up the inside. Now we just need to outbrake him down into this heavy right-hander, and up the inside we go, and up into P15. So we've recovered from our poor start. The position we lost, it's only taken just under 3 laps to make back, so plenty of time left in this race to try and make up the positions. But we skipped all the way to the start of lap 5, where I mean, look at the tyres, they're starting to wear off. I'm starting to think a couple more laps and we'll need to come in for the pits. Because of the wet qualifying, everyone starts on brand new tyres, so it's a nice, enjoyable race. It lasts a little bit longer as we go up the inside of the McLaren. Our teammate there, he won't be happy with that. The team won't be happy with that. That could have ended in tears, as Kimi Raikkonen's trying to get past Norris, and we're trying to get past both of them. Look how tight it is here, and look at the engine overheating there. I need to take it out of rich mix. I need to look after the engine a little bit better than I have been so far, but we'll learn that with experience. We've got Russell now all over the back of us again. Look how much time we've lost battling with Raikkonen and Norris. We've lost touch with the pack ahead, and Raikkonen will be frustrated with that as Russell powers around the outside. See what I mean? That Mercedes is quick. That Mercedes engine is incredible. Our Renault is struggling a lot, as you can see. Raikkonen with the Ferrari is going to clean past Norris around the outside. We're going to try look up the inside. No, I'm going to back out of that. Don't want to get involved in a three-way horse down there. That can't go three wide down there. But anyway, we're going to get the DRS hopefully on the next lap, as long as we don't fall out of the DRS zone, which I don't think we will. And here we go then, Norris side by side with Raikkonen. They're going to trip each other up, and we're hopefully going to get a really good run out of the final corner, pick up the DRS, whack it into overtake mode, will we? No, we're keeping it in medium. Standard fuel mix as well. Straight up fight with our teammate. We got the DRS up the inside at turn number 1, and there we go. Lap 6, we make it up into P14, so we've actually gone forward a position from our starting position on the grid, so that's good. And Raikkonen's cleared off. Engine started to cool down, that's why I didn't put it into rich mix. Lock up there from the front right, that's not what we need. Our teammate's still with us. He's not going to give up. So P14, can we build on this? I want to start making up a few more positions, trying to get a few points this first Grand Prix. It's going to be a bit of a push, especially since the start we've had. And end of lap number 6, start of lap number 7, Norris, our teammate's going to come clean around the outside. The DRS working a treat there, and he slots in front of us. Very clean overtake from the rookie this season. Obviously, we moved up from Formula 2, so did Norris, and we've now got George Russell all over the back of us as well. That Williams is not clearing off. Another lock-up from the front right there, as we saw that. So, can we get Norris back? We're in the pit window now, so I'm hoping to pit this lap, but now Norris is overtaken and he could just completely screw us over and dive it in the pit. So at this point I'm thinking, shit, I need to clear Lando Norris. So we're getting all over the back of him now. We're gonna have the DRS again, straight up fight again. We've got it in high ERS mode just to help us out a little bit. Rich mix as well up the inside. A little lock up from the front right tyre. I think it's time to ditch this set of rubber and we'll put on a fresh set of new soft tyres. So let's see then. As long as Norris doesn't follow us into the pit, he will ruin his race if he does that. Here we go in the pit. Lap number 7, a lap earlier than everyone now, pretty much. I think there's a few cars up the road that have come in the pit, as the Renault looks like is in the pit, and a few behind us following. So hopefully we don't get held up in the pit stop stages. That's not what we need. So we're in this second half of the race. Got a new set of yellow soft compound tyres going on the car, and now we need to try and pump out a few good laps. So we're now on lap number 9, starting lap number 10, keeping it ahead of our teammate then. So that pit stop worked, kept it ahead, and now Kimi Raikkonen is a good 2-3 seconds up the road. Do we have the pace to close him in? We got about 5 laps to go, so do we have the pace to close him? I hope we do, but I don't think we have the pace to get any points. So it's just going to be about pride, beating our teammate and making it up as far up the grid as we can as possible. But lap number 14, we're now finally starting to catch Kimi Raikkonen, and he's catching up to the pack ahead. So is there something gone on up ahead? Is this going to play into our hands? Ending lap number 14, starting 15, the final lap we are on now. And it looks like Kimi Raikkonen up ahead, going side by side. Who's that? That's one of the Mercedes. Is that Hamilton? Oh no, it's Bottas. Bottas has been overtaken by Kimi Raikkonen there. So Kimi Raikkonen's making moves. It looks like Bottas has a problem being a Mercedes down in 13th. And now coming to the final sector of the final lap, we're closing in on the Mercedes, man. If we're going to get an overtake, we have to do it now. And I am fully committed to getting past Bottas here. He's getting a little bit squeamish there, and we're going to head up the inside, the penultimate corner, and side by side at the end of this race, round the final corner on the outside. Surely we're not going to make it stick, but yes we do. Our Renault power unit going clean round the outside of Bottas, but here comes back Bottas. Is he going to make it? No, he isn't.
Nice work, you did well today. I think the boss will be happy with that one.
Here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Fermé. What a fantastic race it was. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions, and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today, and the results speak for themselves.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again.
So taking a look at the Ferrari boys celebrating that victory. Charles Leclerc, rookie this season, well, his rookie season at Ferrari, at a top team, you could say, rookie top team season, I guess. He takes the opening Grand Prix win, and Hamilton only managed to get third. But there we go, taking a look at the grid, we got 13th. We managed to beat the Mercedes and Bottas there, so that's really good. This championship will look the same, so it looks like Ferrari are going to be leading the constructors as we head into round number 2 at Bahrain. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you are new around here, remember to smash the like button, share it around with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe for more F1 and MotoGP career mode. So we will see you in the next one.
I can't wait to see what's next.